This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
I hope you are able to see my screen, right? Okay. So as I said that yesterday, we are calculating the policy expiry date. Okay, with the value of policy term and days policy start date. So here it is only adding the days. Okay, so but actually the term we have given in the, so you should add the years to the policy start date, but whereas it is performing as a days, so it is going to treating this, the value which you are giving, it is treating as a days, but we wanted to treat this as a year. So if you want to perform this, what exactly we need to do? So we have some functions actually, even earlier also shown you. That is the reason why I asked you in case if you can do that, but I think nobody got the answer, so let me do it myself. Do we have any declare expression here? So there is no checked out by me. So these are the checked out records I am seeing. This one. Okay. Now, so I am restoring it. So restoring what? Just repeat this rule. Okay. So now I am doing the restore so that it is going to be visible again. So here build an expression will be there. Okay, in the build an expression, okay, if you select the browse, you can see list of the predefined functions available in Pega. Okay, list of the predefined functions. So based on your need, you can select the functions which you want. Okay, so if you click on the functions, then you can see all the built-in functions, all the advanced functions and everything. Okay, right now what I want to do, I want to perform the date operation. Okay, I want to perform the date operation. So what you can do is you select date time. Okay, when you select the date time, again it will show you the list of the date functions. So in case if you want to add the calendar, or else if you want to add to the date, and if you want to compare two dates, and if you want to get the difference of those two, okay, like this. So there are various functions available, and whenever you place the pointer on any of the function, and even in case if you want to display the current date, so if you place the pointer on any of the function, it is going to give in the function purpose, and again the parameters which accepts by that function. So for example, if you take the current date, so it is like a signature string current date. Okay, it provides in the form of string date time, string str time zone. Okay, so like the description is returns today's date as a string in specified format and time zone. Okay, in the specified format and time zone. Okay, so likewise you can use the current date also. So how exactly you can do? Just to drag and drop it here. Okay, then you the current date. So here you need to pass two parameters, but they are not mandatory. So if you just give the current date and open brace and close brace, then the property on which you are giving, like for example here, the policy expiry date will be having the current date. Okay, always it refers to the current date. So likewise, you can use the functions browse. Now what exactly we want to do? We want to perform the addition of the years to the policy start date. So that is a date time function, right? So select the date time again. Okay, add calendar. So here you see the description. Add the given years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes. I'm reading the description. Okay, I'm reading the description. So add the given years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, and seconds to the date time passed in, or the current date time if no date time is passed, and returns the resulting date time as a string. Okay, so it is going to add that, and then it is going to return the result date time as a string. Okay, so what is the function name? Add calendar is the function. So in that the first parameter, now I am reading the signature. Okay, signature colon it is there, right? So I'm reading the function add calendar. It takes the date, okay, and then years, months, weeks, days, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, so it's there in the date time library. Okay, so add calendar. Now for which date we want to add? For which date? What is the date contains to which we wanted to add the years? What is the property name? Policy start date. Okay, comma, and then what? The next parameter what we need to pass? Years. So now where we have the years, in which property it contains the years? Policy term, comma. Next what we need to pass after the years? Months, weeks, days. But I don't want to add any more months, comma, no weeks, no days extra, no hours extra, no minutes extra, no seconds extra. So all I am giving as a 000. So for the start date, okay, the policy term will be added, and then after adding this, it will be stored into the policy expiry date. Okay, now actions run. So policy start date, I'm giving 2. Okay, policy expiry date. Okay, so what happened? Why it is not calling? Let's see. So I think we performed this functionality through the activity also. So remove that functionality. Yes, here we are doing blank. Okay. So you remember this error, right? So if any of the property contains declare expression, okay, the declare expression is available, then we cannot use the property set for that property. So now it is correct. So that is the reason why I'm removing that property set for that. Yes. Now 3. Yes. Okay. So like this now, when I give the policy start date with 2019, okay, and if I give the policy term as 3 years, it is taking as a 22. Okay, if I update it to 2 years, then it will take 21. And if I change the start date to something else, okay, instead of the 2019, I'm giving 2020, okay, 1, okay, then automatically it is taking 2022. Okay, if I make it 5, then it will take 25. Okay, so this is the way we can use the declare expressions. And for adding the years for the dates, okay, what we can do is we can use the functions. Okay, as I said that, okay, I have shown you build an expression. Okay, from here, if you select the browse, we can see all the functions. Otherwise, in case if you remember the function name and if you remember that parameters, everything, then you can directly type it. So in case if you cannot remember these things, then select the browse, then in the expression builder, expand the functions, then it will show you all the functions, but we want to perform the date operations. So select the date time, and then we can see the list of the functions. So here, the function which you wanted to use, you can just place the pointer and see the signature. Signature means what exactly the parameters you need to pass, you need to refer, and then the description means it gives the information, and the usage also like a description only. This function will add years, months, weeks, days, hours, so to the given date time, and will returns the date time string. Okay, this is what the functions. Okay, likewise, there are n number of the functions, and based on your need, you can use all those functions. Okay. The other one yesterday was pending was, as I said, okay, in case if you want to call this activity from the declare on change, okay, through the declare on change rule, okay, so this activity must be of type. In the security tab, it should be of type on change only. Okay, declare on change only. Okay, otherwise it will throw you the error for you. Okay, as now it is the utility. Okay, now if I wanted to save it from the on change, it will throw you the error. It must be of type on change. Okay, and the same thing should be applicable even if you want to refer the activity from flow. Okay, as I said, if you want to refer the activity from flow, this should be of type utility. Okay, here for example, what is our activity name? Calculate policy expiry date. Okay, so as now this I have given as a utility, so that is the reason why you are able to see it here. In case if you change from utility to something else, okay, like activity, and save and check in. So now if you go here and if you press the down arrow, okay, see it is not showing your utility name. Okay, calculate policy expiry date, it is not showing. And even in case if you type it manually, calculate policy expiry date. Okay, so and if you submit it, it is getting saved. Okay, it is getting saved, but actually that is the bug in the Pega PRPC itself. That should not even allow, but it is accepting. Why? Because even if you see the help also, I have just, are you able to see my screen? Help, calling an activity from a flow. Guys?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, so add the utility shape to your flow. Even in this also, if you see that, okay, the help also clearly shows that it should be of type utility. Actions, get help. Okay. So choose utility for a utility activity, one that automates processing without user interaction. Okay, so likewise we need to select this as a utility, and even if you select activity, so select when no more specific value is applicable. Activities with this value cannot be referenced directly in flow. You see, actually activity with this value cannot be referenced directly in the flow, but still if you type it manually from the flow and it is saving, so that is the defect actually from the Pega itself. Okay, earlier in 6.2, okay, it was throwing the error as when you refer the activity from the on change. Okay, so like this only there also it should show the error. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఆన్ చేంజ్ అని ఇస్తేనే అది అక్కడ సేవ్ అవుతుంది. ఇప్పుడు policy change, now it will save it as I have made the activity as a on change, like that. So in the same way, the activity, if you refer from the flow also, okay, if it is activity type, you should throw the error, otherwise it should work out. Okay, but now it is working. Okay, just ignore it, ignore that. But anyway, if you want to see it in the list, okay, in the list of the activities for the utility, then you must, okay, you must utility, then only you can see it in the drop down of the utility properties. So ఇక్కడ drop downs లో ఇప్పుడు కనిపించట్లేదు, calculate policy expiry date. In case if you make it as again utility and save it, okay, now let me check in. Work in progress, check in. See, now it is showing. Okay, earlier if the activity type is not the utility, it was not showing, but now it is showing. Why? Because now I made it as a utility. Okay, that is the thing. The next thing what I just wanted to tell you is declare decision table. Okay, three things we discussed about the declare rules. Okay, we created one of the declare constraint, validate age with gender. We created one of the declare expression policy expiry date. We created one of the declare on change rule, that is policy change. Okay, now we would like to discuss about the decision table. So what do you mean by this decision table? Okay, in case if you want to see the existing decision tables, where exactly we can see in the records. Okay, decision. Okay, here we have something called decision table. Okay, so there are n number of the decision tables created by Pega. Okay, if you want to see any of them, just to select that. Okay, so this is the decision table, one of the decision table. Okay, this is also mainly used for decisioning purpose. So what do you mean by decisioning? Okay, like it. Okay, in the when rule, we are going to checking the condition, and based on the condition, we were further proceeding. Right, if the age is greater than 21, okay, let's continue the flow. And if the age is less than 21, display the error message to the user. So like that only. Okay, based on the condition, if you want to perform some action, okay, if you want to return something, then we can go for the decision table. Okay, even if you see the decision table, Okay, you can easily understand, like this is also like a if else condition only. Okay, so here what they are doing, they are going to compare the number of predictors. Okay, number of predictors. If number of predictors is greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to 9, they want to return something called less than 10. Else, again, greater than equal to 10. Okay, this is the operation applying for this property. So if number of predictors greater than equal to 10 and if number of predictors less than equal to 100, then return 10 to 100. Else if greater than equal to 101, then return greater than 100. Okay, otherwise that means if it is none of these three, none of these three means which scenario will be applicable, it will go to otherwise. Can someone tell me? ఈ త్రీ కండిషన్స్ కాకుండా వేరే ఏ కండిషన్ we can apply? In which scenario it will go to otherwise?
If none of the above are true.
Yeah, that's what. None of the above means which value if you give, none of the above will be true. ఏ వాల్యూ ఇస్తే ఆ త్రీ కండిషన్స్ సాటిస్ఫై అవ్వకుండా అదర్వైజ్ వెళ్తుంది?
Negative value.
Exactly, zero and negative value. Okay, zero and negative value. Okay, if you give, then these three will not be satisfied and it will go to otherwise. In that case, it will return just the blank. Okay, just the blank. So this is the way. In case if you want to apply the multiple conditions in the table format, which is very user friendly to understand, then we can go for the decision table. Okay, like that n number of the decision tables are there. Okay, so based on their need, they have given that. Okay, this is very simple one. If this is the value, return this. Otherwise, return this. You see, this is also one of the decision table. Okay, so return value. If record type, this is the property name actually. This is just the return. Okay, so now what I want to do here. So I have a one more scenario like for our insurance application only. Okay, I have a one more scenario. The scenario is like, okay, I want to return the branch name based on the branch code. I want to return the branch name based on the branch code. So like I have two properties like branch code, branch insurance company branch code and branch name. Okay, so the code is KPHB. Okay, then I would like to return Kukatpalli Housing Board. Okay, if it is only KP, okay, I would like to give Kukatpalli. And if it is something called LM, okay, Lingampalli. Okay, and then GB like Gachibowli. Okay, and if I have something called SEC, Secunderabad, JDM, okay, GD Metla. Likewise, based on the branch code, I want to return branch name accordingly. Okay, so how you can do this one? Okay, generally till now how we implemented, how we achieved this functionality? Through the data types. In the data type, we have created two properties and we entered these values, and based on the code you are giving, we will be getting the record through the obj open, and then we are going to displaying it. Okay, so through the data type. Now the other way is through this decision table. Okay, through the decision table also we can achieve it. So how we can do this? So for this, first I want to have two properties. Okay, I would like to have the two properties. So go to the data model, property, and then create branch code. So this should be of type integer or text. Branch code, KPHB, KB, all these things are integer or text?
Text.
Yeah. Okay. So after the branch code, next you have the branch name create and open. Okay, this is also should be of type text. Okay. Now create a user interface for this. Okay, so for example, for the policy details, okay, displaying on the policy details flow action, right? This policy details flow action contains one of the section like policy details, right? Okay, in the same way, I would like one more layout in the policy details. What you can do, you can have one more section also for the branch details. Okay, so how you can create the section? User interface, sections, create, branch details, open. Okay, now let me refresh it. I created the properties just now, so it will not be available. Refresh all. Now data model and then property. Okay, now here you go. Branch code and then branch name. So the look and feel, if you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, layout for other and stacked. Apply, save. Okay, so now I have the branch details. Okay, so for the policy details, one section I have. For the branch details, I have one more section. Okay, but not refer the same thing from one of the flow action. So how you can have it then? Only refer one section in the flow action, right? So in case if you want to have both of these sections in the same flow action, how you can do? You can have one more container section kind of the thing. Okay, that means top level section which contains both of them, like policy details container. In this policy details container, we can include this policy details section as well as the branch. Okay, so this is the label and this is the identifier, means it's a name. Just to create and open. Now go to user interface, sections. So first I want to display the branch details and then I want to display the policy details. Okay, so now we have the container sections, one for branch and the other one is for policy. Okay, in case if you want to have the label for this, okay, so for example, for this section you can give one thing. Okay, so the section branch details. Okay, let's give the label for the container. Display header and title. It has new items, so give branch details, submit. Okay, now you have the branch details as a label. Okay, for the policy details, I would like to have the separate layout. So this section, instead of placing directly, I just want to okay. So place the layout. Place the layout. So in the layout, you can display policy details so that you can give the label for this. Okay. For the container. Layout. header. Okay, on the header you can give policy details. Save it. Okay. Now, so we have the policy details section, the branch details section. Okay, and then in this flow action, so we have referred policy details container. Now, if you run this actions run, so you will be seeing the branch details as well as the policy details. Okay, so now if I give the branch code, okay, what are the branch codes we have? KPHB. So it should load automatically this branch. Okay, so is it loading? No. Why it is not loading? Why it is not loading? Did we implement the functionality for this? Did we create the decision table? No, right? Once if you create the decision table, then that will populate it. So create and then decision table. So what is the name? You can give populate branch details. Create and so now here we need to select the property, the one which you wanted to verify. Okay, so how you can just click on this. Okay, so if you just click on that, it will open a pop-up window, and in that it is asking the property which you wanted to verify. So what we wanted to verify? Branch code. Okay, the label again, if you want, you can modify it. Okay, and even if you want, you can use the range also. Okay, earlier for one of the decision tables we have used, the range is in between 1 to 9 and the range is between 10 to 100. Okay, that kind of the range, if you want to use, you can select the range. Otherwise, you can just use the operator. If you select the range, what happens? It will ask for the start range and end range. Okay, otherwise it will ask only one operator. Okay, select okay, and then KPHB. So if it is KPHB as the branch code, what we want to return for the branch name? We want to return Kukatpalli Housing Board. Okay, so this is one. Now how we can add the second one? Second value, second branch code, how we can verify? So there are various buttons available. Okay, if you want to insert the row before or if you want to insert the row after. So see, let's see what happens before. This is after. Okay, and even in case if you want to delete the row, so I don't want this, then you can delete the row. In case if you want to compare two columns, then also you can do this, insert column before and insert column after. And if you don't have one more column, then you can delete it. So like that, okay, we can add as many number of the conditions you want. So right now I have only one branch code, okay, with various values I wanted to compare. Okay, so okay, and then okay, and by default I would like to give as a Hyderabad. So if you If it doesn't match with anything, then I would like to give Hyderabad. Otherwise, if you don't want to give anything, then you can give it blank so that it will return blank into that. Okay. And here, this is a decision table. Okay, this is the decision table which we have created. And this is not a declarative rule. Okay, this is not a declarative rule. Okay, only declare constraint, declare expression, declare unchange. These are the declarative rules. But this is the decision rule. Okay, so what I said about the declarative rules? So declarative rule means what is the purpose of the declarative rule? I said the purpose of the declarative rule is like we need not refer or we need not call manually from anywhere, right? That will execute automatically. Okay, but whereas the decision table is not like that. Okay, again you have to refer it from somewhere in the flow, otherwise somewhere in the activity, something like that. Okay, somewhere in the flow, somewhere in the activity. So how exactly you can do it again? Okay, so when we wanted to call this decision table, when we have to call this decision table and change of the value in the branch code. Okay, and change of the value in the branch code, then only you should call the decision table and it should return the value to the branch name. Right? So how you can do that? So that we have done on the branch details. Okay, so on the branch details, on change of the value of the branch code, then we want to add into the branch name. Okay, we want to display the value in the branch name. So how exactly you can do? Means here we need to perform the action. Okay, we need to perform the action. So under the actions, create an action set. Okay, add an event. Okay, when we wanted to perform this, on click of this branch code or double click or hover or right click, or else through the keyboards, or else through the change or focus, which will be suitable for this? Which event? మనం ఇందులో క్లిక్ చేయగానే అది క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలా, లేదంటే డబుల్ క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలా, లేదంటే హోవర్ అంటే దాని మీద జస్ట్ మౌస్ అలా వెళ్ళగానే చేయాలా, రైట్ క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు చేయాలా? వెన్ వి వాంట్ టు కాల్ దిస్ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్, జస్ట్ థింక్, మనం ఇందులో క్లిక్ చేయగానే ఇది రావాలా? ఎప్పుడు రావాలి? అది చేస్తేనే వస్తే మనం ఇంకా ఏమీ టైప్ చేయలేదు కదా. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ ఫామ్ కి వచ్చాము, సో ఇక్కడ క్లిక్ చేయగానే అది ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తుంది, మనం ఇంకా వాల్యూ ఇవ్వలేదు కదా. సో వెన్ someone telling, go ahead.
Enter key. After enter key.
Enter from the keyboard.
Yes.
So when we will press the enter key, ఇక్కడ ఎంటర్ కీ ఎప్పుడు కొడతాం మనం? అసలు మనం కొట్టాం కదా బ్రాంచ్ కోడ్ లో అక్కడ. సో అక్కడ క్లిక్ చేసి మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, KPHB అని టైప్ చేసి దెన్ వాట్ వి విల్ డూ? So to come to the next tab, what we will do? Either we press the tab key, okay, otherwise we can also give something like change. Okay, ఇందులో వాల్యూ చేంజ్ అవ్వగానే, ఈ టెక్స్ట్ బాక్స్ లో వాల్యూ చేంజ్ అవ్వగానే then we wanted to call that. Okay, so the event is change. Now add an action. Okay, so what is add an action? Means we need to call the decision table. So how we can call the decision table? Decision table, for calling the decision table there are two ways. One thing is through the activity. So if you want to call the activity, how you can call an activity? Refresh, right? From the refresh, here you can call an activity. So the activity name you can give again same as like populate branch. So as it is the new one, it will create a new activity for populate branch. Okay, create and open. Okay, now from the activity, if you want to call the decision tree, we have something called one method. So what is the method name? Property, PROPERTY, property map decision table. Yes. Okay, property map decision table. So this is a method, okay, which is used to call the decision table from an activity. Okay, so expand this. So once you expand this method, okay, it is asking the decision table name which you wanted to refer. Okay, so just if you press the down arrow, it is showing the decision tables which we have created. So I have created populate branch details. So from the activity, it will call the populate branch details, and after calling the populate branch details of the decision table, okay, here it will check the branch code, and if it is KPHB, if I enter in the user interface, okay, then what it will return? Kukatpalli housing board. So the return value will come back to the activity. Okay, so activity, and there you need to refer to property where you wanted to save the return value. Okay, where you want to save the return value. So where we want to save the return value? So anybody? Hello? What we are doing here? Sorry?
Branch name, right?
Come again, గట్టిగా.
Branch name లో సేవ్ చేస్తాం కదా సార్.
Translator.
In branch name field you are going to save that return.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ బ్రాంచ్ నేమ్ లో సేవ్ చేయాలి. సో మనం బ్రాంచ్ కోడ్ లో KPHB అని ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? మనం యాక్టివిటీని కాల్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో యాక్టివిటీకి వెళ్తుంది. ఓకే, ఈ యాక్టివిటీలో నుంచి మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాము? అగైన్ ఇంటర్నల్లీ వీఆర్ కాలింగ్ ద డెసిషన్ టేబుల్. సో డెసిషన్ టేబుల్కి వెళ్తుంది. ఓకే, డెసిషన్ టేబుల్లో ఏం చేస్తుంది? బ్రాంచ్ కోడ్ లో ఏముందో చెక్ చేసుకుంటుంది. సో మనం KPHB ఇచ్చాము. సో KPHB ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఈ వాల్యూని రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ వాల్యూ ఎక్కడికి రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది? మనం ఎక్కడి నుంచి అయితే ఈ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ కాల్ చేసామో అక్కడికే వెళ్తుంది. సో ఈ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ ని మనం యాక్టివిటీ నుంచి కాల్ చేసాం కదా, సో ఇక్కడికి వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ. ఎందుకంటే మనం ఈ యాక్టివిటీ నుంచే ఈ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ ని కాల్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి. ఓకే, సో ఆ రిటర్న్ వాల్యూ వచ్చేసి ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుంది? మనం ఇక్కడ ఏదైతే ప్రాపర్టీ నేమ్ ఇస్తామో అక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుంది. సో ఏ ప్రాపర్టీ నేమ్ ఇవ్వాలి మనము? మనం యూఏలో చూపించే ప్రాపర్టీ ఏది? బ్రాంచ్ నేమ్. సో హియర్ వి నీడ్ టు గివ్ దట్ ప్రాపర్టీ నేమ్. So now are you clear or still any doubts? Very simple. Think logically. సో మనం ఏం చేస్తున్నాం ఇక్కడ? యూఐలో 2 ప్రాపర్టీస్ క్రియేట్ చేసాము. ఒక ప్రాపర్టీలో వాల్యూ ఇస్తే దానికి సంబంధించిన రెస్పెక్టివ్ వాల్యూ వచ్చి ఇందులో సేవ్ అవ్వాలి. సో దానికి ఏం చేస్తున్నాము? ఈ ప్రాపర్టీ చేంజ్ అవ్వగానే మనం ఒకటి యాక్టివిటీ కాల్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఆ యాక్టివిటీ నుంచి డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ కాల్ చేస్తున్నాము. ఈ యాక్టివిటీ నుంచి ఈ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ కాల్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో ఈ డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ ఏం చేస్తుంది? ఇందులో ఉండే వాల్యూని బేస్ చేసుకొని రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. సో రిటర్న్ ఎక్కడికి చేస్తుంది? మళ్ళీ అదే యాక్టివిటీకి చేస్తుంది. ఈ యాక్టివిటీలో మనం ఏం చేయాలి? ఏ ప్రాపర్టీలో అయితే సేవ్ చేయాలనో ఆ రిటర్న్ వాల్యూ అది ఇక్కడ స్పెసిఫై చేయాలి. దెన్ దట్ విల్ బి సేవ్స్ హియర్. ఓకే, సో పాపులేట్ బ్రాంచ్ యాక్టివిటీ we have created. Now submit it. Okay, and then save it again. Okay, so now create a new work object so that we will see actions run. I'm not getting anything. What happened? ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు? వచ్చిందా? So earlier I have given AAA, the one which does not existing in the decision table. సో డెసిషన్ టేబుల్ లో ఆ AAA అనేది లేనప్పుడు ఏం రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది? నల్ రిటర్న్ చేస్తుంది. సో నల్ రిటర్న్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? బ్లాంకే వస్తుంది. LIN. Okay, SEC, something like that. So automatic ga ఇది చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. So this is the way of using the decision table from activity. So to refer it from the activity, we will be using something called property map decision table. Okay, I also said that we can call the decision table from an flow. Okay, from the flow. So to call the utility, we use the utility shape. Okay, so to call the flow action, to display the user interface, we use the connector. Okay, now how we can call the decision table means here we have something called one decision shape. Okay, we have something called decision shape is there. Okay, assignment, decision shape, sub-process means, okay, if you want you can make some other small flow and you can refer it from here, and the start and end shapes, you know. Okay, and this we will be knowing going further. So now, as I said, to refer the decision table we can use the decision shape. Okay, so here even in the decision table, okay, decision table, okay, properties, you select what exactly you wanted to refer. Okay, if you go to the properties, how we can go to the properties of that shape? I hope everyone is doing the practice and you were able to do it. Okay, either right click view properties, otherwise just double click on it. Okay, so here it is just a label again. The initial one always will be the label. Okay, so the label here we can give like populate branch or something like that. Okay, and the other one is the important thing is the type. Okay, in the type only, in the decision type only, we need to select what kind of the decision table you wanted to apply. Okay, you see here, there are various types of the decision rules which we can apply from here, like Boolean expression, okay, decision table, okay, decision tree, fork, map value, predictive model, and scorecard model. Okay, so in this, the very first thing is the Boolean expression. Okay, what you mean by Boolean expression? Is anyone remember? Anybody remember Boolean expression? That's fair. Huh? So in the when rule, okay, in the activity in the when rules, generally we used to give the either we can refer the when rule, otherwise what exactly we can do? You want to apply the condition. Is it mandatory to have the when rule? ఈ వెరిఫై బ్రాండ్ న్యూ అనేది ఒకటి వెన్ రూల్ కదా, సో ఈజ్ ఇట్ మ్యాండేటరీ టు హ్యావ్ ద వెన్ రూల్ టు అప్లై దిస్ కండిషన్?
No,
హౌ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వీ కెన్ డూ దెన్? గుడ్.
we can build an expression.
Yes, exactly. Directly this when condition, okay, is brand new equal to true. Directly this when condition you can refer it here na, is brand new equal to true. Either we can directly type it, otherwise you can create a when rule and you can select it. Okay, so here we used the expressions earlier also. Earlier we used the expressions here. Okay, so in the same way, how we used to refer the expression, okay, in the same way we can refer from the flow as well. Okay, Boolean expression, and then you can type that expression what you wanted to do it. Okay, what you wanted to do it. So and in case if you want to reuse the same expression again and again, we can create the when rule, and then how exactly we can refer that when rule? Through the fork here. Okay, through the fork also you can apply the when rule. Okay, how you can apply? After that, okay, once if you select the when rule, you can have n number of the options here. Okay, n number of the paths. Okay, n number of the paths means, okay, 1 second. So here we have something called display all customers. Okay, we have something called display all customers. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure how many remember. After the first screen, it is displaying all the customers. Okay, here we have something called Raj, Ravi, Sandeep, and like this. Okay, so here I don't have something called Prabhu. Okay, if there is no Prabhu, what I want to do here, as per the flow, I want to create a new customer. Okay, Prabhu details లేనప్పుడు, so what I want to do, I want to create a new customer, like create customer details. Otherwise, I want to directly go to the vehicle details. Okay, already Ravi details are there, so I don't want to create a new customer. So directly I want to go for the vehicle details. So in that case, what you can do is, okay, from the customer details, you can come here. Okay, so if the customer is existing, okay, if the customer is existing, what I want to do, customer unte em cheyali, directly you should go to the vehicles like this. Okay, if the customer existing, directly go to the vehicle details. If the customer is not existing, go here and add a new customer. So like this, based on this, I wanted to apply it. I want to go the far, I want to move the flow further accordingly. So are you clear about this flow? First, policy details I am giving, and then I am displaying all the customers. If the customer is existing, okay, I want to go to directly vehicle details. If the customer is not existing, I want to create it, and then, okay, so I would like to go to the vehicle details like this. Okay, then I would like to go to the vehicle details. So first I want to create the customer if not existing. If the customer is already existing, directly go to the vehicle details. Okay, so here as we apply the fork, okay, and then here for the connector level, okay, this is the connector level. The condition type is like result. Okay, otherwise we can have when rule. Okay, so here we can apply the when rule. If you create any of the when rule, you can see it here. Otherwise, we can create a new when rule. Okay, new when rule. So like okay, so if not when, then you can apply the else also. Okay, so when you apply the fork, if when condition true, go like this, otherwise go like this. Okay, so like this also you can apply. This is the fork. Fork means, okay, like the flow is coming here, and then based on the condition, it will go accordingly. Okay, likewise, you can apply as many number of the conditions you want. You can apply as many number of the conditions, and you can move the flow further accordingly. Okay, so in the same way, you can apply the decision tree and decision table also. Okay, so what is the decision table? So decision table I have selected, and then down arrow, populate branch details. See, when you select populate branch details, okay, so based on this decision table, okay, how many values it would return? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is going to have the 6 connectors. 1, Gachibowli. See, totally 6 connectors you are getting. That means for each and every return value, it is going to have the connector. Okay, it is going to have the connector. So after coming out of this decision table, okay, if it returns Lingampalli, so one connector is coming. So based on this, again you can have the flow further ahead. ఓకే సో లింగంపల్లి వస్తే ఏం చేయాలి అని చెప్పేసి సో ఇక్కడ అజైన్మెంట్ సబ్ ప్రాసెస్ లేకుంటే ఏమైనా కానీ షేప్స్ పెట్టేసి మనం అలా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సికింద్రాబాద్ రిటర్న్స్ సో వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాంటెడ్ టు డూ ఇన్ కేస్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హైటెక్ సిటీ వాట్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ వాంటెడ్ టు డూ ఓకే గచ్చిబౌలి కూకట్పల్లి హౌసింగ్ బోర్డ్ జీడిమెట్ల లైక్ దట్ okay so like this we can select decision tree as well as the decision table so based on these values it is going to perform accordingly okay based on the return value from the decision table okay so in the same way we can have the decision table also okay tomorrow I'll cover the decision table okay so this is all about the decision rules as well so to refer it from the activity we can use property map decision table and to refer from the flow we have the decision shape here clear in case if you don't want just delete them okay from the keyboard you can select the delete so that everything is deleted okay so through the hand also you can move it otherwise this also you can move it accordingly wherever you want that's it so please let me know if you have any queries otherwise we'll meet on Monday. Anybody has any queries? Okay guys, then see you on Monday. Thank you.